Howdy. Today we're going to be looking at the Laetum. It is one of the original Incarnon weapons that came out with the Zariman update. What was it called? Angels of the Zariman? I think it was something like that. And it's really broken. I didn't really use it much in the past. I've had it a while now, but I never really used it. And I started to recently, and I've realized how unbelievably overpowered this thing is. Like, this just... Why? Why is this in the game? This should not even be in the game. It's so overpowered. There are a lot of other broken guns, like Tord and Incarnon and stuff, but this thing, holy shit, it's overpowered. Especially now that we have something like Secondary Fortifier in the game. And we'll get to that in a minute. So let's start with the base stats. Yeah. So it has a 2.5 fire rate, 12 magazine, 2-second reload speed, high accuracy, semi-automatic, 22% crit chance, 2.2 multiplier, 22% status, 16 impact, 24 slash for 40 total damage. It is a weapon that is similar to the Lex, right? It's the big damage pistol. Hang on, we're gonna go here. Do I have... I do not. Okay, yes. Take this off. It has very high recoil at base. Look at that. Insane recoil at base on the normal mode. The Incarnon mode for this gun can be charged up assuming you have the first evolution unlocked. Shoot a guy in the face. And we want to get max charge. The max amount of shots you get is 216, and it makes it shoot projectiles that explode. They have not incredible travel time, but you'll get used to it. Shoots. This has fire rate on it, by the way, but at base it does already shoot decently fast. They explode, and they do heat damage at base. And that's pretty much it for how the base weapon works. So let's go to the evolutions. Like I said, the first evolution just lets it go into the Incarnon form. The second evolution, you have a choice between less recoil, fire plus 20% fire rate, or plus 50% movement speed while aiming. Obviously, we want Rapid Wrath because that's higher DPS. Then we go Evolution 3. You can go for Lethal Rearmaments, which gives you reload speed on headshot. I like this because you can reload faster, and reload speed affects how fast you can switch to Incarnon mode and back from it. Awakened Readiness reloads it when it's holstered, which is pointless because that doesn't work in the Incarnon form. Or Feather of Justice, where you get ammo efficiency while you're gliding or sliding. Also does not work in the Incarnon form. So we're sticking with the Lethal Rearmament. Next, in Evolution 4, you can go Caput Mortem for 50% headshot damage. That's a multiplicative damage bonus. Very nice. Incarnon Efficiency, where headshots build 50% more Incarnon charge if you're having trouble building the Incarnon charge and you want it to build faster. Or Elemental Excess, which gives you 20% base status, but negative 10% crit. And this is the one we want, and you're going to find out here in a second, okay? Because, I mean, why would you want negative crit? That makes no sense. On Evolution 5, there's Overwhelming Attrition, where on hits, that is neither critical nor applies a status effect, plus 400% damage for 10 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. So, if you get a hit that doesn't crit or get a status, you just get 400% damage for 10 seconds. And obviously at 3 stacks, that's 1200% damage. This is additive to things like Hornet Strike or Serration or whatever. Yeah, Hornet Strike is the base damage one on secondaries. Or Arcanes that give base damage. It's additive to stuff like that. It is still pretty decent though, but you need to not always get status or crits, so you want crit chance still, because you want to get crits, but you don't always want crits. It's just a little wonky. I don't care for it, though you can make a build with it. Reaper's Plenty, where on headshot you get 40% ammo efficiency for 6 seconds. This is ass. Why would you ever use it? It makes no sense. It also doesn't work in the Incarnon form. And finally, Devouring Attrition, which is on like 3 other guns actually in the game. A lot of the other base Incarnon weapons that came out in the same update. 50% chance to deal 2000% damage on non-critical hits. Every hit that doesn't crit has a 50% chance to do 2,000% damage, and that is multiplicative. That is a multiplicative 2,000%. That's 21 times the damage. 21 times the damage, and because it's a 50% chance, that means on average it's going to happen half the time. Meaning, assuming you're never getting critical hits, right? That means your damage is going to be going up by 10.5 on average. Now, we do have 12% crit chance because it's brought down from 22 to 12 by elemental excess. So that means we're actually going to be getting more around 9 times the damage, but that's still ridiculous. 9 times the damage, that's absurd. Now, with all this on, if we scroll down, you can see the Incarnate Form, 12% crit chance, 2.2 multiplier, 42 status, just like the normal fire mode. The radial attack is 2 meters. It only has 20% fall off, so not much fall off, but not a big explosion. Oh, and it deals base radiation damage. Never mind. I thought it dealt base heat damage. Whoops, my bad. I'm just so used to everything dealing base heat damage. I'm just schizophrenic, I guess. 75 base damage, which is decent for how fast it shoots. Oh yeah, and the fire rate with this evolution is 8 at base. The direct take does impact, but we don't care about that. Now, this build right here is fairly straightforward. I would recommend having steady hands in the Exilus so you don't have to deal with insane recoil. We have Amalgam Barrel Diffusion for multi-shot and dodge speed, because I like having the dodge speed. Though you don't have to run this, I know most people probably run this, so we'll switch over. Frostbite and Pistol Pestilence, so we get viral damage and status chance. Pistol Elementalist, so we get reload speed even more, so we can go into Incarnon faster. And more importantly, status damage, because that's multiplicative. Lethal Torrent for fire rate multi-shot. Hornet Strike for base damage, because we don't have it from any other source. Scorch and Prime Needed Charge for big heat damage, because we're going to do a lot of heat damage with these procs, and that gives us some levels of armor strip. And Secondary Fortifier, because it gives us 8 times damage to Overguard, and we steal Overguard, giving us a crap ton of survivability. Normally, Secondary Fortifier has the problem of you lose a ton of damage by not using a different arcane, like, you know, Deadhead or something. But because the damage on Laetum is so absurdly high already, you might as well just run Fortifier so you get a ton of survivability and you melt Overguard. And you'll see here that it's going to just destroy the enemies. I do need to switch to a frame with nothing affecting what I'm doing. Like, here we go. There we go. Nothing affecting our damage. No companion. No nothing. Purely the weapon on its own. These are level 205 Steel Path Corrupted Heavy Gunners. And this thing is going to pulverize them. First, we need to build the Incarnate Form. We have no stacks up on our multi-shot thing yet. Switch the Incarnate Form. Look at that. Look at that damage. There's a bit of RNG, because sometimes you'll get like none of the procs from Evolution 5, and sometimes you'll get nothing but procs from Evolution 5. But look at it. Let's shoot the ground on this guy. That was like 6 or 7 shots on the floor next to him, not even headshots. Because obviously headshots are going to do way more damage. This is with not even a high investment. This is Secondary Fortifier again. Pulverizing these guys. No damage buffs. Nothing. Just completely decimating them. And really, you can make it more insane, because this is with viral. Let's say you were... we are armor stripping. We have no armor strip other than heat built in. And we have viral on the weapon. You can easily outsource armor strip and viral with very little effort. So let's say you added in something as simple as corrosive projection. Let's be honest, there's a good chance one of your teammates will have corrosive projection on. So we'll add in that. Then we'll add in Panzervulpaphyla for the viral procs. So now we don't need to run viral. Wait a second, I don't need to take that off because I actually already have a separate build, I think, right? Yes. So we can switch here. Now, you could go more damage, or you could go like even bigger AoE with Prime Fulmination, so that your AoE is slightly more useful, because it does affect it, though honestly you're probably better off. Wait a second, this is my electric build. That's my, oh, never mind, I had gotten rid of my other heat build. Okay, yeah, never mind, we are going to take this off. But you can go for even higher damage, right? Slap on Magnum Force, the negative accuracy isn't that big of a deal. And then slap on anything else you want in the other slot, honestly. It doesn't really matter. You could go more fire rates, like Anemic Agility. Shabam. Now you have more damage and more fire rates. And the armor strip, the only armor strip other than heat now is Corrosive Projection, and Viral is coming for our Panzer. So this is very realistic, very easy build to get. Panzer's easy to get, and you'll likely have a teammate with Corrosive Projection on if you don't have it on yourself. So this really is not asking much at all. Charge up the Incarnate mode. Viral is spreading to these enemies. There we go. I wish it would spread more to this guy. There it goes. Perfect. Look at that. You see that? You don't even need to get headshots. Shoot all around. They'll die. Do you see that? 216,000 on that heat proc. And the negative accuracy is actually kind of funny. You saw that, you saw it. See, because you don't really need headshots with this weapon when you're not in the Incarnate form. And the accuracy, it has multi-shot, but it kind of becomes a shotgun with this, and you still won't have too much trouble building up, right? Like, let's say we're at this range and I shoot this guy. Wow, I say that and I struggle building it up. I suck at the game, though. There we go. But because you don't really need headshots anyways, it kind of works out for just spreading the damage around. Like, look at this. Let's you just pulverize entire groups of enemies. Again, secondary fortifier. We would have significantly higher damage with a different arcane, but this arcane makes it so you can have overguard on any Warframe in the game, while also pulverizing Eximus overguard, which can be a big problem at times. Laetum is ridiculous. Now you can build for other stuff than heat. You can go like gas and electric. I'm not going to waste time showing that because honestly, no matter what you do, it's going to kill everything. Like, it's ridiculous. Doesn't even matter. Just run whatever the hell you want on the weapon. It's stupidly strong, and no matter what you do, you're going to kill shit. It's unbelievably overpowered. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe. Adios.